Hello, I'm Ann Carroll Moore. I have the distinction of being the first to head the New York Public Library's Office of Work for Children. I achieved a great deal during my career in children's librarianship. One of the many things I incorporated was storytelling. Allow me to tell you my story. In the year 1871, on July 12th, Luther Sanborn Moore and his wife Sarah, the parents of 7 boys, were blessed with the birth of their daughter, me, Ann Carroll Moore. I grew up listening to my father read to me from Aesop's fables. As I grew older, my taste ran more to Little Women, and I read all the time. I was a bit small, and my brothers insisted on calling me Shrimp. I was extremely close to my father, who was a lawyer. After finishing school at the Limerick Academy and graduating in 1891 from Branford Academy for Women in Massachusetts, I began studying law under my father's instruction. In January of 1892, we lost both of our parents. Without my father, I was unable to continue the study of law. In 1895, I entered the library school at Pratt Institute. Upon graduating, Mary Wright Plummer, the director of the school, offered me a position. The children's library was new at Pratt, and I was allowed to design it as I wished. This is where I began establishing such programs as storytelling and poetry. It was in 1906 that I made the move to New York. In my position as the head of the Office of Work for Children, I hired and trained children's librarians, oversaw book purchasing, and planned children's rooms in neighborhood libraries. I organized the first Children's Book Week in 1919, the same year that I began writing about children's literature and book reviews. I felt strongly that children had the right to borrow books from the library. I placed big black ledger books in every library. If a child could sign his or her name, he could borrow a book from the library. I believed in giving the children of immigrants a strong feeling of pride in the things of the countries their parents left behind. I stocked books in French, German, Russian, and Swedish, and celebrated the holidays of their countries with special readings on those days. Being in charge of purchasing gave me a certain amount of clout in the publishing world. It was my verdict, not any editors or booksellers, that sealed a book's fate. I kept a stamp in my desk that said, "Not recommended for purchase by expert." Unfortunately, my power got in my own way when I tried to block the publication of E.B. White's Stuart Little in 1945, 4 years after my retirement from the New York Public Library. After my time with the New York Public Library, I continued to write, teach, and lecture. I wish you all the happiness and fulfillment in your future career as a librarian.